Nobody expected the biggest moment of Dodgers versus Mets to happen without a baseball being thrown. What was supposed to be one of the most exciting matchups of the season suddenly turned into one of the most controversial. Fans came expecting to watch two powerhouse teams battle for supremacy, but instead, they witnessed a heated confrontation involving Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto that left the entire stadium in shock. Before we continue, if you love the latest Dodgers news, Shohei Ohtani updates, and the biggest MLB stories every day, make sure you subscribe to Baseball Pulse, turn on notifications, and never miss another breaking baseball update. The Dodgers and Mets have become two of baseball's biggest rivals in recent years. Both organizations have invested hundreds of millions of dollars to build championship-caliber rosters packed with superstar talent. Every meeting between these teams feels like a playoff game because neither side wants to give the other any psychological advantage. From the opening inning, the atmosphere inside the stadium was electric. Every strike was cheered. Every close call drew loud reactions. Every at-bat carried enormous pressure. At the center of it all stood Shohei Ohtani. As always, the Japanese superstar was the player every Mets pitcher feared the most. Every time he walked toward the batter's box, the defense adjusted its positioning. The pitcher slowed the pace. The crowd grew louder. Everyone knew that one swing from Ohtani could completely change the game. But what happened next had nothing to do with baseball. According to reports from people near the field, tension between Ohtani and Juan Soto began after an intense exchange during a key moment of the game. Initially, it appeared to be ordinary competitive trash talk, the kind that occasionally happens in emotional contests between elite athletes. However, witnesses claimed the situation quickly crossed the line. The verbal exchange reportedly became much more personal. Players from both dugouts immediately noticed something was wrong. Instead of walking away, emotions continued to build. Within seconds, the disagreement escalated into a confrontation that stunned everyone watching. Several Dodgers players instantly left the dugout. The Mets responded just as quickly. For a brief moment, it looked as though both benches were about to empty. Manager Dave Roberts immediately rushed toward the scene, trying to protect his players while demanding that the umpires regain control before the situation became even more dangerous. The crowd inside the stadium erupted. Some fans booed loudly. Others stood in complete disbelief. Television cameras focused entirely on the confrontation instead of the game itself. For several minutes, baseball became secondary. The only question everyone wanted answered was, what exactly happened between Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani? According to multiple reports, Soto allegedly directed remarks toward Ohtani that many considered unacceptable in a professional sporting environment. As emotions intensified, the confrontation reportedly became physical, forcing teammates from both sides to separate the players before the situation exploded into a full-scale brawl. The umpiring crew immediately gathered to discuss what they had witnessed. After reviewing the situation, they made the biggest decision of the night. Juan Soto was ejected from the game. The announcement sent another wave of noise throughout the stadium. Dodgers fans applauded the decision. Mets supporters voiced their frustration. Meanwhile, Ohtani remained remarkably composed. Instead of arguing or escalating the confrontation, he walked away alongside his teammates while the Dodgers coaching staff continued discussing the incident with the officials. That reaction once again demonstrated why Ohtani has earned enormous respect throughout Major League Baseball. Even under intense pressure, he remained focused on the game rather than the controversy. Still, the incident was far from over. As the game continued, social media exploded with reactions. Within minutes, clips of the confrontation spread across the internet. Baseball fans everywhere began debating who was responsible. Former players offered their opinions. Television analysts replayed the footage repeatedly. Questions continued to grow. Did Soto cross the line? Did the umpires make the correct decision? Would MLB take additional action after reviewing the incident? Those questions quickly became the biggest story in baseball. League officials soon confirmed they would carefully review video footage, umpire reports, and statements from everyone involved before determining whether further discipline would be necessary. For the Dodgers, however, their biggest concern wasn't the investigation, it was Shohei Ohtani. Any incident involving the team's biggest superstar immediately raises concerns about his health and availability, especially with the postseason approaching. Fortunately, Ohtani appeared physically unharmed and remained committed to helping the Dodgers pursue another championship. But while the confrontation dominated headlines, another major concern was quietly developing behind the scenes. The Dodgers had also been monitoring Ohtani's pitching workload, and manager Dave Roberts was preparing to deliver an important update that could significantly affect the team's plans for the remainder of the season. The Dodgers knew they had no choice but to protect Shohei Ohtani. Losing him, even for a short period, could dramatically change their championship hopes. While the emotional incident with the Mets dominated headlines, manager Dave Roberts made it clear that the organization would not allow emotions to interfere with long-term planning. Instead of rushing Ohtani back to the mound, the Dodgers chose patience. According to Roberts, Ohtani's left knee still required additional recovery time before he could safely resume pitching. Although he continued to contribute as the team's designated hitter, pitching placed an entirely different level of stress on his lower body. Every delivery begins from the legs, every powerful stride depends on balance, and every pitch transfers tremendous force through the knee. That is why the Dodgers refused to take unnecessary risks. For most players, missing a start might not seem significant, but Ohtani is not most players. He is both one of baseball's most dangerous hitters and one of its most dominant pitchers. When healthy, he changes every game in two completely different ways. That unique value is exactly why Los Angeles is handling his recovery so carefully. Before the All-Star break, Ohtani received a lubricating injection in his left knee to reduce inflammation and improve joint movement. The medical staff hoped the treatment would allow him to return quickly, but after several throwing sessions, the discomfort had not completely disappeared. He completed light catch sessions without major issues. However, he stopped before advancing to a full bullpen workout. That decision immediately caught the attention of baseball analysts. A bullpen session demands maximum intensity. The pitcher must explode off the mound, rotate his hips, transfer force through his landing leg, and finish every pitch with complete mechanics. As for the league investigation, MLB officials continue reviewing every available angle to determine exactly what happened during the heated exchange. Fans across baseball are waiting to see whether additional discipline will be announced. Regardless of the final decision, one thing has already become clear. No opponent can intimidate Shohei Ohtani. Every challenge only seems to fuel his determination. Every obstacle becomes another chapter in his remarkable journey. The Dodgers remain confident that once his knee has fully recovered, Ohtani will return to the mound stronger, healthier, and more dangerous than ever before. And if history has taught baseball fans anything, it is never wise to doubt Shohei Ohtani. Because every time people begin wondering whether he can return to his best, he answers with another unforgettable performance that reminds the world why he is one of the greatest talents the game has ever seen.